One.
Okay, as I approach my bus, I'm looking over, under, and around my bus to make sure that there are no fluid leaks, there's no loose parts, hanging wires or hoses. I'm also making sure that there's no damage to my CNG cover, and I'm making sure that my bus is not leaning hard to one side. I'm gonna go ahead and walk around the bus. Double checking that there's no wires and hoses hanging, no loose parts. I'm also going to check my engine area to make sure that there's no hazards and that it's safe to start my bus. Making sure there's no puddles, double checking that there's no obstructions. Okay, everything looks good. I'll go ahead and enter my bus with 3 points of contact. Okay, I'll be checking my seat next. I'm going to make sure that it's properly mounted to the bus, that it's not missing any hardware, that the seat cushion is not ripped or torn, and I'm also going to make sure that it's adjusted to me. Next, I'll be checking my seat belt. I'm going to make sure that it pulls and retracts, that it latches and unlatches. I'm also going to make sure that the belt is not ripped or frayed. Okay, I'm now going to perform my safe start. Make sure my safety belt is on. Make sure my seat is adjusted to me. Okay, I'm going to start my safe start, making sure that my parking brake is engaged and that my bus is in neutral. I will put my bus to night run. My ABS light should turn on. If the system is working properly, then it should turn off. Okay. I will now push start. Okay, the first test that I'm going to conduct is the cut-in test. I'm going to conduct this test by fully applying my service brake one time to release air from my system. I'm looking for my system to not lose more than 85, I'm looking for my system to cut in at no less than 85 PSI. One 1,000, two 1,000, three 1,000, four 1,000, five 1,000. I'm going to go ahead and retry that. Okay, my governor cut in at 100 PSI. This is a good test because it cut in at no less than 85 PSI and the needle started rising. The next test that I'm going to conduct is the cut out test. I'm going to conduct this test by watching the green needle from my primary tank to rise and cut out. Okay, my governor has cut out at 125. This is a good test because my governor cut out and my needle stopped rising. The next test I'm going to conduct is my applied leakage test. I'm going to conduct this test by fully applying my service brake, releasing my parking brake, and I am looking for my needle to stabilize. I want my system to not lose more than 3 PSI in 1 minute. Okay, looks like my needle has stabilized at 100 PSI. And I will go ahead and start my 1 minute now. It is 11:25. My 1 minute has passed and my system did not lose any PSI. This is a good test because I did not lose no more than 3 PSI in 1 minute and the needle did not move. The next test I'm going to conduct is the low air warning test. I'm going to conduct this test by fanning my service brake and waiting for my low air warning light to turn on. This should happen at no less than 55 PSI. PSI. This is a good test because it turned on at no less than 85 PSI and it stayed on. Okay, the next test I'm going to conduct is the spring brake pop-up test. I'm going to conduct this test by continuing to fan my service brake until my spring brake pops up. Okay, my spring brake has popped up at 50 PSI. This is a good test because my spring brake popped up. And this concludes my air brake test. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and restart my